But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
Is in my Amanda Seal debate, she was the worst Jubilee surprise guest probably that they had. She was the stereotypical black woman. She was angry. She was nasty. She threatened to have people removed off. There was one black conservative who's known who was removed because she yelled at people several times. She threatened about 5 or 6 times. She was a diva. 6 or 7 times she threatened to leave. Now I'm thankful for the opportunity, thankful for getting to sit down with her. I respect her for what she's accomplished, but as a person, I have no respect for her. She was very disrespectful to me because I believe I destroyed her in my first to start off, and she didn't want to talk to me again. And I wouldn't want to talk to me because she can't beat me in a debate. A real debate where she's not yelling, she could not beat me because the facts are on my side. I don't care how much they lie and try to act like they aren't. I love black people and I love myself. But you know, if you're black and you have a difference in opinion in the black community, you don't love yourself, and you're, because we're the only race that can't have. But that's the truth. She was the worst Jubilee guest celebrity person there was, and none of the black conservatives liked her at the end. Like Candace Owens, Jordan Peterson, all the conservative, respectful. They treated other people's opinion with respect, not her.
Sit down.
Yeah, that's the truth.
It's not the truth. It's not the truth. It's not the nothing you say is actually the truth. Nothing. You're not even American. You're not even a Black American. As the daughter of an immigrant, it is imperative that Black people from other places understand the disparate difference that they exist from Black people in the United States. It is not the same. Period. And ultimately, the best effort that we can do as a diaspora is to lead in understanding, not in judgment. So when I am talking to somebody from Sudan, from the Congo, from Angola, I am listening to understand their experience, not to undermine it. And I refuse to allow anybody from Grenada, from Angola, from any other place to come and try to undermine the experience of Black Americans. Go sit down.
Yeah, that's
Welcome to the show. Good morning. Good morning. Mic check. Mic check. So you guys have heard about Amanda Seales' 20v1 against conservatism. And I just wanted to go through some of the highlights, really. I didn't want to watch the entirety of it with you. Plus, I actually do have to get out of here really, really soon. I'm just sort of calling an audible right now, running the show right now, but there were some moments. There were definitely some moments that are worth going over. So let's just get right into it now.
Our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity, and we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a Black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a Black president, and we had a Black vice president. I mean, I think she was Black. They said she was Black. I don't know. So we had a Black president, and you know who voted for that Black man? White people, because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, Black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal opportunity. Do not bring up
Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. Please.
Let's say the Lord's name in vain. The Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
Is Harriet Tubman actually real? No, seriously, this is a real question. Because, you know, people just be making up stuff. And it occurs to me that I'm not even sure if Harriet Tubman was a real person. Like, Harriet Tubman could very well be just another one of those lies my teacher told me. Because teachers, they lie to kids all the time. You know, they say it's for your own good, but still, I don't know if she's real.
Who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and
people who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
it's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir, that's simply not true. If that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because their culture, Black culture is toxic. The Black culture is toxic.
White people are in positions of power because you're in white countries. I don't know why that's such a difficult concept to grasp. Like, if you want to be, you know, if you want to go somewhere where the Black people have all the power, you can go to Africa. You can go to Ghana. You can go to Nigeria. You can go to Kenya. You can go to South America. There's a couple of black countries there too.
Toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers in the black home. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit. It's not gonna work.
What's the matter though? Like, you don't know how to talk to people in public, Amanda? Did you think the debate means they were gonna say things that you agree with, and then you'll argue about the stuff you already agree with? What did you think this was?
No,
lady?
a debate has to be in facts.
You're
putting
off
literally
emotional liberalism.
I am not putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies based in conservatism.
Misinformation. Remember they did the misinformation thing also.
Unfounded lies based in conservatism. It's a lot of words for a chick with clothes on.
Summer where everything
Look
conservative did, they said
you're carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Selling black people
let me bring
in Africa
it. That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling their.
Yeah, nobody likes to grapple with the and they ugly clothes too, right? You're talking a lot and your clothes ugly. You're just losing on all the fronts. Anyway, nobody on the left likes to grapple with African slavery. Here's the question. Why did it take the white man to force, with cannon and gunpowder, Africans to stop slavery? The white man had to come with his gunboats and his gunpowder and his muskets and all of his redcoats, and they basically shot them until they stopped killing and eating each other. Why did it take the white man to impose that on the African? Why didn't the African do that for himself?
Bring it back.
Black people still sell their own people today too.
I don't know if I'm gonna last.
We're selling our own people today.
I don't know if I'm gonna last.
You probably won't last with me.
I won't, because your ignorance is so overwhelming.
See, that's liberals. Y'all start name calling when y'all getting defeated in an argument.
You did just call him ignorant. I mean, if that's not what it is, then what is it? And I noticed actually the very first guest on that show was Anthony Bryan Logan.
To redlining and the impediment of black people to earn wealth by having property. There's been impediments in various ways that can be repaired. And I want to also just add, there's reparations that are considered a cash payment from a government. There's also the version of reparations that shows up in how funds are applicated to specific groups of people. So there's multiple ways in which what you're stating cannot happen could very well happen.
Okay, now.
The reparations argument is such a dead horse in my mind, in my opinion, because I don't think the people who could actually work toward reparations, like your elected officials, they never truly intend to make it happen. Like it's the ultimate ploy, right? It's the ultimate carrot on an infinite stick, right? It's like a giant infinity-sized carrot on a stick that's infinity long, right? Think about that for a second. A carrot that's infinitely big held on a stick that's infinitely long. That is effectively the reparations gambit.
As far as the money going towards certain things is going to help us, let's look at Baltimore public schools. They get, I think, the third most money per pupil in the US of A, like $15,000 per student, but yet the majority of the population that comes from that environment can't read. They're illiterate. So we're dumping money on the situation, yes, but yet we're not getting the results we should get from it. Money's not going to help the thing. We need to just focus on what we need to focus on. As far as Black people being labor force of this country, what else are we doing? We got 25% of us on some kind of government assistance. 1 out of every 3 Black men will go to jail. We got to do something. We got to work with our hands, work with tools, do something, because we're not doing much of anything. And also, one more piece here. Reparations, again, always dangling in front of us, never going to happen. As long as you've been living, as long as I've been living, as long as everybody been living, they say we need it, we need it, we need it, and it never gets done. One more piece.
You just said one more piece, then you're adding another one.
I promise.
So hold on to it. No, hold on to it.
I'm gonna land the plane. I'm gonna land the plane. I promise. Reparations is a thing. Like I said, it's a carrot they dangle in front of us. They're never really going to get it done.
Remember, it's an infinitely large carrot on an infinitely long stick. It's a great concept, by the way.
And if it was going to get done, it would have already been done. It's just something that they're using to try and make us stay Democrat. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, Democrats are not doing reparations either. They're not. This is nonpartisan. This is black partisan, baby. Okay.
Well,
this is nonpartisan.
Who do we vote for? Who do we vote for? 93% of the time. There's no incentive.
To be quite honest, you're not talking to a Democrat. You're talking to a radical.
Okay, but who do we?
Yeah, and you know, these invisible niggas, you know, I'm not a Democrat. All of you guys lean to the left, and the Democrats are the political party of the left. And it's like you're trying to gain some cool points by saying, oh, I'm not like them. What I want is better than what they want. No, what you want is actually crazier than what they want. You are even further away from recognizable reality right now. Nothing that you want has ever been successfully done before.
And this plane very quickly.
Who do we vote for?
Let's land this plane quickly.
Who do
You're
we vote
talking
for?
to a radical, not a Democrat.
Okay, and you are your own person.
Let me
but
tell
who
you
do we
something
vote
now.
for?
I don't know what they told you, but if they told you that cutting me off is how we're going to get clicks, stop it now.
Oh, no.
That's not how we're going to. That's not how we're going to enter.
We having a debate.
A debate does not require continuously cutting somebody off.
Now, this is the Keisha spin move. You could use all of your verbal acuity right now to speak to the point, tell everybody why black people deserve reparations, tell everybody the simple and easy path forward on a reparations plan. Maybe you could crunch some numbers right here live on air. You could be doing so many things, but this is a Keisha spin move. Now I'm going to claim to be offended, and I'm going to chew up the clock talking about how offended I am.
But if they told you that cutting me off is how we're going to get clicks, stop it now.
Oh, no.
That's not how we're going to. That's not how we're going to enter.
We having a debate.
A debate does not require continuously cutting somebody off.
Okay, no problem.
Now, I do want to state this. You're stating things as it relates to how money is not fixing a problem without acknowledging the fact that the problem doesn't exist in a vacuum, and that there are so many other factors that are determining how that money is getting spent to impede it from actually fixing a problem. You can put all the money into Baltimore public schools you want, but if you are also putting all this money into policing, into communities that are not getting resources, then you are also creating your own conundrum. The other
So putting money into the Baltimore City public school system doesn't mean that the kids will actually get educated, but putting money into the police means racism. I'm really struggling with that.
How do it equivalate?
part of this is that when
And you know, I think ABL said that a minute ago. Black school districts, like the urban black school districts, you know, Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia, they get millions of dollars. Dude, bro, they have so much money. Like Chicago is on the verge of bankruptcy, but they just gave their teachers a raise.
and you're saying they, you know, the they is a broad context. And the last part of this that I will say is that you keep saying they're dangling this in our face. They're dangling in our face. Slavery lasted for 400 years. It hasn't even been 400 years since slavery.
So are you willing to hustle this reparations argument for another 400 years? You see what I mean? Infinitely large carrot attached to an infinitely long stick. It's a mind puzzle. It really is a mental it's like a thought exercise, right? Can you imagine a carrot infinitely large and then tie that carrot to a stick that's infinitely long. It really is a thought exercise. It is never meant to actually happen.
So should we be only fighting for a quarter of the time to get repair?
All right, I'm so sorry. You've been voted out by the majority.
All right.
Please return to your seat.
Okay.
My name is Matt Nuclear.
Hello, Matt. Matt Nuclear?
Matt Nuclear, yes.
Matt Nuclear, give me a better handshake than that. Let's do it.
How long did it take Native Americans to get paid? What Native Americans? You mean the ones on the reservations? You mean the ones dying away of alcoholism and other assorted social maladies? They got paid? Huh. They must still be waiting. You think one day they'll all get a big giant casino? You think one day every reservation will just have a casino and they will all somehow be magically wealthy? Is that what you think? It's wild that you would think that. It's amazing. These are amazing thoughts we're having today. Hit that like button, people. Amazing thoughts are being shared this morning.
You can give everyone here like a $50,000 check, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently. A $50,000 check, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that Black people kill each other, according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there.
No, statistics are statistics. People lie. You can lie with statistics if you're clever, if you're adept, if you're up on game. You can lie well with numbers, but the numbers are what they are.
Particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie. They lie all the time. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of Black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. No one.
What does that even mean?
To ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is.
And this is the thing about listening to like liberal left-wing speakers. They use a lot of words, and this is long been a criticism of like Marxist literature. Incredibly verbose, right? It's like the Oswald Bates style of intellectual debate. I'm just gonna throw big words that kind of sound like they are, in context for the moment. But in reality, you can cut away 85% of the words that she used and still make the exact same argument with the words you have left.
A false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
I'm telling
this?
the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently is.
And not only that, I would like to know what systemic racism has kept Amanda Seales back from her dreams and her aspirations. Because it's always, if you think about how this idea of systemic racism is delivered, who it's delivered by, where the message is coming from, it's always the middle and upper middle class, educated. Sometimes these people are genetically half white themselves. They're comfortable. They're well placed. They kind of live in a bubble that is so socially and financially, economically removed from the average shoulder rubbing of Black America. And then they tell us that from within their protected Ivy League, I get to live in the middle of white people land bubble, that systemic racism is real. I mean, there's an entire class of socially mobile, economically stable Black folk who swear to God that every other Black folk is being held back by racism, but they haven't actually had to grapple with that racism themselves, right? It's all theoretical for them.
Systemic racism that we've seen is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using Black-only dormitories because Black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other Black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when Black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now.
Okay.
Whoa,
okay.
Whoa,
so
whoa.
On a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism
Foul
is
on
grounded.
the play. Flag on the play. That is not allowed. I need to get a referee in here. What? Hold on. How did that even build up?
Safer amongst each other, but they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other Black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor?
You know what? I just realized something. I got some kind of glitch here in the back in my studio. I cannot actually see super chats. I noticed something in the comment section a little while ago that looked weird. Big Tom, you typed in a super chat earlier, didn't you? Big Tom, you put in a $10 super chat earlier, but the way it came up back here, there's no highlighting. I don't have any of the colorful graphics back here with super chat. I don't have anything in my my studio letting me know that I'm receiving super chats. Now I got to actually open up some other window here. That is wild. But I noticed Rational Baz with the $2. He says, the last time a racist white guy controlled anything. The last time a racist white guy had control of something, it was probably the Democrat Party. But yeah, it's been a while. It has definitely been a while. And then shout out to Rational Baz with that. And like I said, I know I saw a $10 super chat from Big Time earlier, but I can't pull it up right now. I don't know what's going on here with my studio controls, but hit that like button, smash that super chat button, y'all. Shout out to Big Time.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Guys, I tell you what, give me 1 second. I'm going to reset this studio and see if I can fix this glitch because I can't actually see the super chats properly, and I'll miss them as they go by. Okay, we are back. All right, there it is. That looks better. That looks better. All right, it's better now. Let's get back on the show. Talk to me like your mama.
Each other, but they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other Black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when Black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my
Tell me.
God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion.
What was that even about? I feel like, one, there had to be an edit. That didn't come out right. There's no way the response for that is that.
Dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other, but they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor?
He asked, why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black culture almost revels in self-destruction?
When black men are more likely to kill me.
Oh my
Tell
God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now.
Okay.
Okay. So on a basic level,
Think of me as your mama. And now this is like another weird debate strategy. Like you want to constantly tuck and emasculate the male, the black male spirit. And so now think of me as your mama is like her asserting some type of female dominance in the situation where his immediate response should have been like, my mama dead. Don't talk about my mom. He should have said something crazy to throw her off her game. Like, no, I'm not going to respect that whole think of me as your mama thing, because now you just want me to let you have an automatic win. That's not what we're doing here.
A motherfucker just supposed to take and accept whatever the fuck you say because I'm a black woman. Bitch, shut up. The fuck out of here.
About killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
oh my
Tell me.
God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now.
Okay.
Okay. So on a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism. And we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off.
You know what? I want to see the rest of that actually. Let me jump back to the other
Do it.
I
All right.
appreciate having this conversation with a beautiful black woman like yourself. This is nice, beautiful arena here. I disagree that.
Well, Matt Nuclear?
Matt Nuclear, yes.
Matt Nuclear, give me a better handshake on that. Let's do it.
I
All right.
appreciate having this conversation with a beautiful black woman like yourself. This is nice.
Why is it that when he calls her beautiful, she puts her revolution fist in the air? What was that about? That's like a weird reaction to being called beautiful. Only a black woman, this is a very black female thing to do. Upon being called beautiful, you respond with an actual fist. Like psychologically, I'm just amazed. I'm rarely surprised, but wow. Look. Now you want to delineate. Now y'all want to delineate. Only her, huh? All right, only her.
Beautiful arena here. I disagree that reparations are necessary. I think the most important thing that's necessary right now for the black community would be the stopping of violence, especially black on black violence. I don't see how reparations is going to solve anything. You can give everyone here like a $50,000 check, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently. A $50,000 check, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we have the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled?
She looks at him like she doesn't like black men. I know I'm just reading way too deep into that, but she's just staring at him with the I hate black men face. Am I wrong for feeling that vibe? That is just the vibe I'm getting right now. You look like you work for a government agency and you hate niggas. Like, I've seen that vibe before. I have felt this energy before. I have been among this spirit before.
consistently to beg for reparations.
Argument on stats don't lie. You've already lost, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie. They lie all the time. One, comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of Black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happens at all. What? No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
I'm telling
this?
the truth.
Who's the actor though? You're Hollywood. And let me ask you guys a question. I heard, you know, I read somewhere in her bio that Amanda Seales is a comedian. Somebody, real quick, tell an Amanda Seales joke. If Amanda Seales is a comedian, tell an Amanda Seales joke. Tell a joke that's you know, she told that's funny. When did she start telling jokes? I don't know any Amanda Seales jokes. Say she dressed funny. You said she looked like a joke? Is that what that means? She looked like a joke?
There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories, using Black-only dormitories because Black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other Black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when Black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now.
Okay.
Okay. So
yeah, I really need to hear the line she's actually responding to, because that jump cut, that was a lot of jump cut right there. That jump cut is doing a lot of work right now.
On a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that Black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism. And we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off. When we talk about systemic racism, we can start with even the fact that redlining, which was implemented to discriminate Black communities. Are you shaking your head that redlining doesn't exist?
No, I'm saying I don't think it really existed at all. I mean, no, I don't think so at all.
So it does exist. And stating that it doesn't exist doesn't make it no longer exist. Redlining absolutely exists. It is not something that's being made up. It's an empirical fact. And there are realities that exist because of redlining. We know that school systems are related to the way that
Are Black people poor because of redlining? It's a huge argumentative leap to say that redlining happened, which means it was a practice that a small amount of Black people technically would have been victims of, right? Are you saying that's why all niggas is poor?
taxes are affecting the school systems. If a school system is not getting the same property value as the property taxes allow it, then it's not going to have the same efficacy at allowing for students to be able to get what they deserve. When we talk about systemic racism, we have to acknowledge that these private prisons are literally built based on the test scores of school students in 3rd grade. So if you are literally building prisons with the onset of, okay, if these people are not reaching a certain reading level, then we know that they're going to go down a prison industrial pipeline where we can use their free labor.
Who's teaching those kids though? You see, like, if you're going to tell me that this thing called a school to prison pipeline exists, who works on that pipeline? It's not a roughneck oil rig guy from Texas, right? Who works on that pipeline? Who is on the school to prison pipeline then, since you went to college and you know everything? Yo, it's crazy. I'm still not even seeing super chats pop up in my my feed organically. Like, I'm actually losing super chats. I can see it on my phone because I got to open up my phone and watch the chat. Shout out to Lasers with the the $2 super chat. But this is exactly how your super chat shows up, by the way. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but when I see it, it just looks like regular text. None of it's highlighted or anything. It's not even showing up as starred or something. It's weird. I'm having some weird glitches today with StreamYard. You guys gotta get your act together, StreamYard. We got money on the table here, man.
Then how is that not systemic? And if you want to
stop them from entering prisons,
how are you going to stop people from entering prisons if your goal is to get them into prison?
Sure, make them try to be more like Ben Carson than be like King Von. That's very, very simple.
So how does King Von happen? How does King Von happen?
His mama. That's exactly how King Von happens. He got a black mama, and you can't tell her nothing.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
I have black mother privilege. And I'm going to start breaking that down for y'all. Because there is a privilege for me as a black mother. I'm not going to have the same relationship. My sons adore me. My sons will put their life on the line in a New York minute over me. My sons will lose everything they have over me. Over me? It ain't happening. My sons will turn on their father over me. Over me? So when you ask me about my black sons, the relationship does not correlate the same to what I'm saying about black men.
King Von,
reparations. Actually, no, let me land the plane. We're talking about reparations, and what you're doing is actually just trying to get this conversation off the facts. And the fact is, reparations are just and necessary because on a basic level, black people built this country and the country continues to thrive off of the labor that black people put into this country. And it would behoove you, young man, to really understand the way that your ancestors put blood, sweat, and tears into this nation that is still living off of those blood, sweat, and tears. And let me also add, there are reparations and then there is remunerations. Do you know the difference?
Yes, but can I finish one point that I wanted to say? Ben Carson's cousins were killed at a very young.
I'm so sorry. You've been voted out by the majority. Okay. Please return to your seat.
This is like on a YouTube panel when somebody pays a bounty to get you up out of there. This whole Jubilee thing is like, we're going to go until somebody gets that bounty.
I hope some of y'all are acting. I really do. We in LA, and I hope some people in here are acting. Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is a coin from Israel.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, you gotta go.
That's a choice that you.
He has what on his what?
Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is a coin from Israel.
An actual token? Are you shitting me? An actual token? Holy fuck, an actual token? No. No. You gotta be shitting me. If that ain't the most symbolic nigga bullshit, they tried to slip right by you. An actual real live token. Oh. All right. Yo, bro, an actual token, Laser. They gave him an actual token. Oh no. I'm weak, bro. I can't even function right now. I'm glad she caught that though. That was good eye. That was a good eye. She's like, what is that? Oh, this is my token. All right, bro. All right, bro. You good. My man walking around with his shackle. My nigga straight up rocking his shackle, bro. No. That is wild. He's straight up rocking his shackle. My man is shackled up. That is unbelievable. Nigga straight shackled up. Shout out to the Midwest Request with the $2. Cotton skyscrapers. Oh, man.
And if you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not.
Oh, what's that on your chain?
This is a coin from Israel.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, you gotta go.
That's a choice that you are making for yourself.
Yes. The thing with the whole reparations thing, and I don't know, we're probably close to the same age, so maybe you can't call me.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
I am 44.
Oh, really? Oh, you look young.
Thank you. That's what water and keeping stress out of your life will do.
Really? Liberal positions are real stressful.
By the way, I wouldn't know. I'm not a liberal. Carry on.
Well, it's the liberal position because conservatives believe in hard work. We believe in going to work and working for what you got, not asking for handouts from people who never had slaves. Some of the people that you're asking for money from never had slaves. And let's talk about the fact there were also black people that had slaves.
Lasers, he is literally wearing a shekel, bro. What do you mean? The nigga got on a shekel right now. The nigga is shackled up. I can't believe it. I don't even know what to do with this nigga, bro. He is shackled up. And you say he's a pastor he's a preacher who hates black women, and he's shackled up. Amazing Negro.
So if you want to talk about that, how is that fair? If I'm a white person and my family fall on the side of the Union, why should I have to pay for slaves when this whole country was never all racist? Some of the founding fathers were abolitionists, and they hated slavery. And they actually put things in the Declaration of Independence and things too, because they believed that there would be a future where there would be a black president one day, or that there would be people in leadership that were black. There was people in the North who helped with the Underground Railroad and fought with the Union. So why is that fair for people who never had slaves, who fought against slavery, to have to pay for people that had slaves?
I think there is a simple logic to that question, though. Like, imagine this, right? Let's say one day, randomly, someone that you do not know, have never met, they knock on your door with their lawyer, and they tell you that you owe me because my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather worked for your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, and he never paid that nigga. So can I have my money now, plus interest? Could you imagine somebody just walked up to your door one day, just... excuse me, Sugar, is this the home of Mrs. Sugar Bum? Yeah, yes, hi, Bum. You owe me money.
My understanding, you are more interested in preserving the fairness of those who didn't have slaves than the fairness of those who are the descendants of slaves. That is priority to you than finding a fair way to accommodate those who have been the descendant of slaves.
Well, our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity. And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president and we had a black vice president. I mean, I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know. So we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White.
Amanda Seals is Kamala colored. Like, they have almost the exact same complexion.
We had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White people, because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have these liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality.
I'm waiting for this nigga right here. This nigga looks like boss level coonism. Like he is the coon of coons right here. I'm waiting for this nigga. He bossed up. I bet you he got a 10-gallon hat.
Black people and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for
Do
equal
not bring up
opportunity.
Harriet Tubman's name in vain, baby. Please.
They said the
Harriet
Lord's
Tubman,
name in vain.
Harriet
The
Tubman,
Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
No. We wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power
You
when
know
they
why
do
they're
not
in
have the
position of
power.
power? Because
Let
their
me hear
culture,
this.
Black culture is toxic. The Black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers
So
in
white
the Black
culture is-
home. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is
Why did that offend you? Hold up. As soon as you start talking about the Black fathers, why did that? It's like sensitive. You ain't even got no kids. You don't even have to take no blame for that, Amanda.
Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, it's a debate. Has to be in facts.
You're
You
putting
are
off
literally
emotional liberalism.
I am
right
not
now.
putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies
That's what y'all
based
do. Y'all
in
start saying
conservatism.
misinformation. Remember they
It
did the
is
misinformation thing all summer where everything
Look at this
conservative
man.
did. They said
You're
misinformation.
Let me point something out to you, and this is like a political sore point, and you will see Black women throw all kinds of fits. They will drop a political nuke if you bring this up in any public context. But the Black family crisis is never to be addressed politically.
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the Black community?
A chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm Black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Selling Black people
Let me
in
bring it.
Africa
That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling
Let's
their
bring
own
it
people.
back.
Black people still sell
Okay.
their own people today too. By
I don't
the
know
way.
if I'm gonna last.
We're selling our own people today
I don't know
too.
if I'm gonna
You
last.
probably won't last with me.
I won't, because your ignorance is so
See,
overwhelming.
y'all, that's liberals. Y'all start name calling when y'all getting
it's
defeated
not
in an
name
argument.
calling. You won't have an argument because you keep cutting me off.
Oh, well, that's fine. If they don't let me come
You
back
won't
over,
even.
I made my
you won't.
point.
You didn't make your
I
point.
made my point.
You haven't.
See, she started to melt down as soon as he started bringing up the Black father issue. Yeah, Amanda Seales is basically an affluent liberal white woman. You know, lowercase w. Hold on, I want to see if I want to jump to. Oh, there's my guy. Boss level coon. Come on, boss level. I gotta get out of here. I just got the call. It's time to go. So we're gonna watch boss level coon.
Hello, John.
John Samuel.
Hello, John Samuel. First name first.
John Samuel. Oh shit. He got a classic American name. This nigga he has a revolutionary American name.
Street.
Hello.
Hello, John.
John Samuel.
Hello, John Samuel. First name. All right.
Blame my parents.
Hi, parents.
I want to listen to you first. Why do you feel that? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel
John went to debate training before he came here. Okay. Ultimately, I feel that way because it's simply just facts. It's in the books, and that's why there have been laws to challenge it. There have been innumerable instances where actual systems were created specifically for the impediment of Black people to advance. We have also seen innumerable instances where there were things created for Black people to advance, and they were taken back under the auspices of, we don't want them to advance. Ultimately, systemic racism exists in our institutions on a government level, in our institutions, whether it's prisons or schools, and it is undeniable because they are actively trying to reinstate it right now.
Can you give me an example of one of those systems that you believe perpetuates that cycle of racism?
Redlining.
Redlining? Okay.
Yeah.
Is redlining still a thing? Honestly, if you're getting redlined to this day, I'm going to trust the bank. I'm sorry. At this point, I might just trust the bank. Maybe you don't need to live over there. I don't know. Is that shit still happening? What are you even talking about?
And how does that, like, can you elaborate? Like, how is that affecting the Black community?
Do you know what redlining is?
I know a little bit. I'm not an expert.
Redlining was a system that was created to determine property values, and that said Black people can only live in certain neighborhoods and not in other neighborhoods. And the redlining lowered the property values of those Black neighborhoods by stating that they were more savage, that they were more dangerous, etc. Thus, they were not able to.
Bro, I think I might have to go with the bank on that one. I'm just saying, like, hey, there's some truth to that.
Own property that was on a level of par to their white counterparts. There were also many efforts at just simply not allowing Black people to get loans for property, putting them in predatory scenarios where they were being essentially unable to own land, and that inability to own land but still having to pay out a mortgage, if you will, or a rent, continue to put Black people in a conundrum of not being able to excel at the same economic rate as their white counterparts.
What I'm hearing from you, if I'm hearing correctly, is it feels like in the United States that for a while we've kind of established these systems at their foundation, and they've continued on, and they've continually just oppressed Black people, and we haven't dismantled them, and we haven't done much to, so they continue to complete the cycle. Is that what I'm hearing correctly?
Well, in many of the—
And it's crazy because America has done so much to actually correct problems. Like, all America does is try to talk about how to help Black people. Yet she thinks the system is against Black people.
these systems, they have been dismantled maybe in name, but because this country has never dismantled the culture of racism, they end up still living in practice. So we see that, for instance, in the way that the appraisal system works. Now we saw there was an entire documentary on how appraisals have been also very racist, home appraisals, right? So your ability to sell your house for the value that it deserves.
Right.
There were a number of homes, particularly in Marin County, California, where Black people had one appraisal when they had their Blackness up. So they had their dashikis hanging, and they had their, they had their Black Good Times poster. But then when they removed all those items and put up white people and a dog in the house, and then had their white friends come and pose as the owners of the home, the appraisal was significantly higher.
Why do you suppose, what do you think is, let me try it this way. Do you think that there is a practical financial reason why such a thing might happen? Because I'm not even arguing that it doesn't happen, but like, if you're in the business of selling homes and you're trying to get the most money for this home, are you going to put pictures of Black people in the house or white people? Because I'm not even just going to fall into some kind of automatic racism trap, but when you go out and you buy like a picture frame, right? And you know how oftentimes when you're buying a picture frame, it comes with a standard photo in it already. Most of those people in those pictures are white. Those are just random, low-level white people in the modeling world. We needed a picture to go in the frame. Most of those pictures are white. I don't even know if it, you said most of them are Black now at Target. Yeah, well, we know why. We know why it's like that at Target, but I'm just saying that's kind of, there's a practical explanation for some things, and it may make Black folk feel uncomfortable, but it doesn't mean I hate you because you're a nigga. Like, it's a long way from that. Sugar bum. I can accept that. That when it comes to you actually trying to make money, you have to accept that sort of thing. It is a truth in the environment.
And we have seen that in a number of instances. Now, of course, that is just Marin County, but there are a number of other scenarios where this has been relayed. And that's why there were certain efforts by the Democratic Party to say, okay, well, we're going to try and step in for this.
I actually remember that case, and I watched it with the family, and I thought that was just really just terrible. But the problem I guess I have with systemic racism is, I guess for somebody like me, where my family comes from, the Deep South, you probably don't even know it, Aliceville, Alabama.
Okay.
That's where my grandparents are from. And my grandpa came, if you saw the house that he grew up in, I'm not trying to be funny, it looked like a slave house. It was just, they grew up in poverty. And the fact that he was able to go from that and get the highest rank enlisted in the United States Navy amidst, all these, systems, so to speak, and he was able to buy his own house out in San Diego. He was able to, pass on these things to his son, my dad, and his grandchildren. Now I'm able to get an education. I was able to get my undergrad, my master's, that, the great grandson of enslaved peoples can now say that, educated and can even run for Congress. I don't see how these systems are still in place as they were before, because before I would say you do have a little bit of a foothold. You do have some validity there. But I just think these days when we call it systemic racism, really what we're calling it is those people who may still be in those institutions, those individual people who may actually be racist and hold some racist ideals, who are continuing to perpetuate this. I believe it's those people. So
I don't think systemic racism is a thing, because for one, there is no official rule or policy or law that expressly oppresses or discriminates against Black people or minorities at all. In fact, any law on the book right now that mentions Black people or minority, it is in favor of Black people and minorities. And so what I really think is happening with the systemic racism argument, no one wants to account for the collective of Black people's decision making. And when you think of like a community, like a town, a neighborhood, like any place that is nice to live, right? You know how you drive through some small towns and it just looks nice. The houses are well taken care of, kids riding by on bikes. Everything just looks quiet and fun. That is a representation of those collective decisions, right? Over an indefinite period of time, that group of people have collectively made a set of decisions that have produced that type of environment. And so when you take that logic and apply it to the observations of Black America, those same collective decisions now have to be obscured by the idea of systemic racism, right? Because they just can't possibly be doing this to themselves. Like that is the ultimate liberal position when they look at the dysfunction of Black America. Like, it is so bad, this has to be somebody else's fault, right? It is so far removed from what they are used to, coming from their white society and their white middle-class suburban collection of good decision-making communities. When they see how it is in the quote ghetto, it is so different. It is such a bizarro land for them that they can't fathom that this people exist because of a collection of their own decision-making. And so now we have to assume somebody did this to you. Therefore, systemic racism.
In all reality, the problem is not the systemic racism. The problem is us. The problem starts with those people who are perpetuating these, racist ideals. And so I feel like just to attack these systems.
Like lasers, can you imagine such a thing though? Like everybody, all the black people, can we all just close our eyes and imagine such a thing? A life of constant good decision making. I wish. I wish, right? Oh man, if only I had. But the reality is, though, and you can kind of tell because, you know, people live vastly different lives, but there are people who, by the evidence of their life, they have made far more good decisions than bad. And your life is a collection of your decisions, simply put.
It's nonsensical.
Who's running the systems?
Like which system? You're talking about
whether
Congress,
it's the
government?
whether it's the prison industrial complex. We're seeing this now with immigration and ICE. We're seeing this also with the effort at not making schools available for equal level of schooling available with the voucher systems that are now allowing tax dollars to allow people to go to segregated schools.
Right.
Who is controlling those systems? So for instance, in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
So in Tennessee, you have a Senate and a House of Representatives that is largely controlled by white Republicans and that have actively said, we are not going to consider what the people want in our constituencies. We are going to simply just do what we want to do, to the point where they have removed.
So it's only in those states that have largely white legislators or largely white people are controlling these systems. I'm not trying to.
All right, guys.
Yeah, and listen, you don't want to go to Chicago where everybody's black and none of the kids can read or do math. Why is it that we can't ever focus on that? The people who claim to care that much about black people, they never actually look at these actual current black problems. It's always abstract, theoretical, all these white people way down there in this corner. No, what about where the black people actually are? What's going on with them right now? They never have an answer for that kind of thing. But anyway, it's been a real quick show, in and out. I got to get up and get on the road. We got things to do. I said leave Umar alone. Umar going to jail, bro. Don't be mad at me when the feds come for Umar, man. Umar is cooked. Umar was black boys' last good hope, all right? And he couldn't get the school off the ground. So, you know, Umar going to jail, man. I hate to tell you that. It is what it is, man. But you guys have a great day. I got to get out of here. Peace, y'all.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
None of these niggas have motion except for me. There has to be one real nigga left in America, in this damn country.